parties. So this is the third party. They will send the customers to the customers. So these are the customers. So they will send all the to all the customers with the positive confirmation. So when they send a positive confirmation, so all customers should reply to the auditor. Okay. Okay. When is negative method may be used? Negative methods may be used if the risk of material misstatement is low. So as I said just now, when the auditor rely on the internal control system. Okay, the risk of material misstatement is low. Okay, what is the risk of material misstatement? Pak Izzah? What is the risk of material misstatement?
Yes, madam.
Risk of material misstatement comprised of what? Pak Izzah? Janganlah lupa risk of material misstatement, Pak Izzah.
Yang mana?
Tak dengar? What is the component of risk of material misstatement? Pak Izzah?
Sekejap, madam.
Come again, Pak Izzah, tak dengar lah Pak Izzah. I can't hear you clearly. Okay, remember I'm at the office also. So I tak dengar. So internet tak strong kot. Yeah. Is that Yasmin? Oh, Mina, okay. Yeah, good. Inherent risk and control risk. Okay, so this is the things, the terms that you have to know. So bila you baca, okay, you read of material misstatement or you see that you understand the things, but actually you have to, so this is a term. So when is the term means you must be able to explain it. So inherent risk and control risk, okay, is low. So you nampak lah. So when the risk, inherent risk and control risk is low, so you can reduce your reduce your detection risk. So bila kita kata kita dah imagine that we can reduce the detection risk, so means that we can save time to perform the substantive test. So can reduce the substantive test. So means that you no need to get the account receivable to all the account receivable to reply. Sebab kalau you expect all, so you send a positive, you might need enough. You might need more time to look at to all account receivable to respond, and you have to check individual account, individual confirmation letter of account receivable. So that's why you have to know when you submit or when you want to use a negative method. So the client has a good internal control system. Okay, so that's why when the risk of material misstatement is low, of course, it comes with the good internal control system. Population consists of a large number of small homogeneous account balance. Okay, and a very low exception rate is expected. So exception rate so means there is no disagreement, okay, between the accounts receivable stated in the age listing, okay, with the customer listing. So it's a low exception. Exception ni macam disagreement lah between auditor, between clients and the accounts receivable account. Okay, the auditor is not aware of circumstances or condition that would cause recipient of negative confirmation request to disregard such request. So that's why you send a negative method. Okay, combination of both method also can be appropriate if there is a small number or large account and a large number of small account receivable. So what is this method confirm? Confirm the existence of receivable. However, while positive confirmation do provide corroborative evidence of the value of receivable balance, remember that negative means the existence for the negative. Okay, you must negative confirmation. Okay, is quite difficult. Then you have to perform another test. Negative confirmation do not. Okay, so when you this one talking about positive confirmation do provide corroborative evidence of the value. Okay, on the correct valuation. Okay, because the valuation objective can also be achieved when you send a positive confirmation. Okay, because individual receivable, individual account okay, individual account receivable will respond. Okay, but then for the negative confirmation do not. So if you choose to send a positive confirmation, then you can support the correct valuation of the account receivable. But if you send a negative confirmation, so a customer may not be very keen to point out that they owe the company more money than is recorded. So normally you will not get the objective for correct valuation. Okay. So how the external confirmation is conducted? So first you obtain listing of trade receivable as the confirmation date. So this is the listing. So as the confirmation date, okay, the listing. So this is the listing. Okay, then agree the total to nominal ledger. Okay, total to nominal ledger or to the individual account receivable ledger. Review for any obvious omission, misstatement by comparing this year's list with last year. Okay, last year's list, where you will get your last year's list. Where you will get your last year's list. Faizah, kat mana nak dapat last year list, Faizah?
Yes, Manager.
Kat mana nak dapat last year's list ni? Dia kata review any obvious omission or misstatement by comparing this year's list. So this year kita dah ada lah this year. Ni this year's. This year's. How about the last year's balance? Kat mana nak dapat?
Permanent document.
Yes, dalam audit working paper under permanent file. Okay, good. Okay, and then what should you do? Next, select a sample of account for confirmation. So which account you need to confirm? Okay, and each receivable report may be used to make the selection. So daripada sini tadi kita nak confirm account yang mana. So kita dah set tadi, we are going to confirm on the Jasco supermarket. Okay, kita tak nak confirm semua. Okay, because all item here, okay, they're due on 30 days and they paid. Okay, and we try to confirm to this overdue for 90 days. Okay, so yang tu kita pilih. So kita hantar what type of confirmation. So maybe kita pilih to send the positive confirmation. Okay, so what is a positive confirmation? Siapa nak jawab ni? Siapa? Siapa yang dah tahu jawab? Okay, Fatin? Right, Fatin? So I decide to send a positive confirmation. So what do you understand from the positive confirmation? Fatin? Fatin dengar tak soalan saya? Fatin get my question or not? Fatin?
Sebab
Tak boleh tak dengar Line tak bagus ke? Oh. Ani. Ani?
Saya.
Ani, so what's the positive confirmation? Why I choose to send a positive confirmation?
Untuk dapatkan agreement dekat customer yang balance tu dia agree.
Okay, good. To expect that the customer will reply on their balance stated, okay, on the confirmation letter. Okay, so good. So positive means you expect, okay, all customer reply. Okay, what is the confirmation that you need to confirm? Okay. So you send if the confirmation letter does not receive, then you have to send. If the confirmation letter does not reply, okay, so you need to send an additional confirmation. Okay, if no reply in a reasonable time. Okay, follow up by phone, mail, email, fax if still no reply. Okay, what happen if no reply from the customer? So because when you send a confirmation letter, so every respondent should reply whether the amount is agree or not agree. Should reply. Okay. So when no reply is received, obtain confirmation of individual outstanding invoices using alternative procedures. Okay. And further audit work is required where the confirmation response disagree with the balance selected. So if let's say they respond the amount, okay, let's say you send a confirmation letter. So I send the confirmation letter to everyday wear. So everyday wear I should have negative balance. So but when I send to the confirmation letter to everyday wear, so they stated the amount at a positive balance. So what kind of audit procedures, okay, you have to extend, okay, in terms of the procedures. Okay, so this is you should extend your procedures. Okay. So how you are going to choose which balance you want to sample, okay, which balance you want to sample, okay, for the confirmation, okay, because normally, okay, if the samples, okay, if let's say in this situation, okay, there are no big major customer, so you might send to all, okay, because there's no much customer you need to send a letter. But if let's say the company have 100, okay, of account receivable, then you're not able to send to all, so you just pick up the sample. Okay, so this one you have to plus with knowledge on audit sampling. So which account you want to choose? Okay, normally you will look at to the old or unpaid account. So this what I thought just now, old. So this is old account. Old. More than 90 days does not pay. Old account. Old account. Okay, and then account with credit balance. So account will written off during the period under review. So if the company written off, so this is considered as a bad debt written off. So credit balance macam yang tadi, account settle by round sum payment. Round sum payment also need to take into account to send a sample. Accounts with large balance and account with nil balance. Okay, kalau balance dia nil pun, you kena send a confirmation letter. So kat sini ada tak nil balance? Kat sini tak ada. Okay, nil balance, total tak ada, and then after 30 days, nil balance. Okay, so you have nil balance here after 60 days. So maybe you can choose one. Okay. So this is the example of positive confirmation letter you have in your book, positive confirmation letter. So this is letterhead of the company. Okay, letterhead of the company, the date. Okay, so this is a customer. So you have to state in accordance with the request of our auditors, Mrs. Atta Daly and Co. We ask that you kindly confirm to them directly your indebtedness to us at insert date, which according to our records amounted to stated the date. Okay, stated the amount as shown by the enclosed statement. So you the company should enclose the statement. So this letter is come from the company or the client, not from the auditor. So this is a letterhead, okay, of a company. Okay, and the date, the amount, and if the above amount is in agreement with your record agreement to sama, please sign in the space provided below and return this letter direct to our auditor. So it must be written directly to the auditor in the enclosed stamp address envelope. So means that the client, okay, the clerk, okay, should enclose with the stamp address envelope to the auditor. Okay, if the amount is not in agreement with your record, so other disagreement is not in agreement means disagreement, please notify our auditors directly of the amount shown by your records. And if possible, details, okay, on the reverse of this letter, full particulars of the difference. So this is the client's signature, your client's signature and reference number. So this is the enclosed part that the client needs to reply. Okay. So tear off slip. So the amount shown above is or is not. So kalau agree is, if not agree is not. In agreement with our record as at. So account number, dated, signature, title or position of the client, of the account receivable, the position according to our record issued overleaf. Okay. So look at to the notes. The letter is on the client's paper, signed by the client. A copy of the statement is attached and the reply is sent directly to the auditor in a prepaid envelope. So that is if the use the envelope. Okay. This statement is normally prepared by the client staff, from which point of the auditors as a safeguard against the possibility of fraudulent manipulation must maintain strict control over the statement. Precaution must also be taken to ensure that undelivered items are returned not to the client but to the auditor's own office for follow-up by them. So all the envelope case should be written to the auditor. Okay, for the confidential, because all amount is confidential. Okay, any question on the positive confirmation letter? Okay, ada soalan? nampak? Sekejap. Okay, any question? No. Shall we proceed? Ada soalan tak? Do you have a question, class? No, okay. I think the line is very slow ni. Okay, follow-up procedures. So this is a follow-up procedures. An exception is a response that indicate the difference between information requested to be confirmed or contained in the entity's record and information provided by the confirming party. So this is means that the amount that you state here, okay, the amount that the company state kat sini ni, this one, okay, the amount here, okay, have a difference between the amount stated by the let's say the client replies, dia kata is not the auditor, the account receivable reply, okay, the amount is not is in agreement, is not in agreement with our record. So dia pun letak amount dia, account number, date, and they will enclose their own statement. So what should you do is, okay, an exception is response that indicate a difference between information requested to be confirmed or contained in the entity's record and information provided by the confirming party. So what should you do? Okay, you have to do a follow-up procedures. You have to do the, okay, to audit, further audit work is required when the amount is disagreed. Okay, when the amount is disagreed. Okay, auditors, for a non-response, okay, a non-response is a failure of the confirming party to respond or fully respond to a positive confirmation request or a position request written undelivered. So for the non-response, so what should you do for the non-response? Okay, maybe you have to send additional confirmation request. Okay, if no response, or you follow up by phone. Okay, auditor will have to carry out further work in relation to those account receivable who disagree with the balance stated or do not respond. Okay, so what are this kind of disagreement might be arise? Dispute, okay, between clients and the customer. So the reason for dispute may be maybe because of the provision made on the bad debt. Okay, cut-off problem exists. Okay, so this is also remember on the cut-off. So for the item on the okay, GDN, good delivery, good dispatch note. Okay, where it may be happen before or after, okay, year end. So you have to be look at to the cut-off tax, and then customer may have sent the monies before the period end, but the monies were not recorded by the client as received until after the period end. Okay, so maybe when the customer, okay, issue a check for payment, okay, maybe the check due in 3 days or 2 days period, okay, 3 days or 2 days period. So in the books of the account receivable, they already record as a payment. Okay, but for the company record, okay, they do not record yet because the payment is not received. So there might be a dispute or disagreement in terms of the amount. Okay, money received may have been posted to the wrong account or cash in transit accounts, okay, or an auditor should verify whether there is evidence of other misposting. If the monies have been posted to the cash in transit, auditor should ensure that this account has been cleared promptly. Okay, item in transit. Customer who are suppliers may not may net off balance owing and owed. Auditor should confirm that this is allowed. So this is kontra tadi. Steaming and raiding, stealing money and incorrectly posting other receipts so that no particular customer is seriously in debt. It's a fraud. Steaming and raiding, stealing money and incorrectly posting, okay, other receipt. So this is considered a fraud and you have to check. So I give you the summarize of what you have done on the dispute on the exception occurred. Okay. So this is what teaming and leading. Okay. Okay. Teaming and leading explanation. Okay. So I hope you can read. Have you heard the word teaming and leading before? I think we done it in test of control. So what is actually procedures for teaming and leading? Okay, stealing monies and incorrectly posting the receipt so that no particular customer is seriously in debt is fraud. So there may be together, okay, the clients and the account receivable. Your clients, okay, the company and the account receivable discuss together to show that the amount owed is reduced. Okay, teaming and leading involve an employee first stealing the cash receipt from a receivable, so receivable 1, and not recording the receipt against the customer. So that is the first starting of teaming and leading. Okay, then the employee receive money, more cash, okay, from another customer, account receivable 2, and allocate its again receivable 1 in order to conceal the stolen fund. So that happened when the customer number 2 paid, then you record it in customer number 1 and allocate its again receivable 1 in order to conceal the stolen fund. Similarly, they then allocate money from receivable 3 against amount owed from receivable 2 and so on. By allocating the funds in this way, there is only an apparent time lag, okay, on posting the receipt of cash rather than an obvious uncollected debt. So if the auditor suspect teams and leading has occurred, detailed testing will be required. So detailed testing will be required on the cash receipt, particularly on prompt posting of cash receipt. So what is teaming and leading that might happen, okay, in the company? Okay. This one is what? Okay. So this one is I think this one is done. Okay, if let's say the follow-up procedure, okay, what should you need to do for the follow-up procedure, okay, or the alternative procedures? Okay, so you can verify the cash receipt after date to determine whether the debt has subsequently been settled. So this one yang kita teaming and leading tadi ni. Okay, teaming and leading. So you nak tengok sama ada the prompt posting receipt ni, cash receipt. So you have to perform the alternative procedure. So what you are going to perform, verify cash receipt of cash after date and determine whether the debt has subsequently been settled. verify valid purchase, examine the account to see if the balance outstanding represents specific invoice and confirm their validity, obtain explanation for invoices remaining unpaid, confirm whether the balance on the account is growing, and test company control over the issue of credit notes and write off irrecoverable. That's why at the beginning part tadi kita kena tengok on the authorization of the transaction. Okay, so this is where, okay, when you want to submit the confirmation letter. So if let's say, okay, the confirmation letter is submit before the accounting period, before the period end. So this one, okay, you do the testing, the audit, final audit. Okay, so you ask the clients to send a confirmation letter before year end. So this is before year end. Okay, so what should you do when the additional procedures where confirmation is carried out before the period end? So before the period end you need to have a long audit procedures, okay, because it is happened before year end, and you need to do the following procedures: review and reconcile entries on the sales ledger control account for intervening period, and then verify sales entries, okay, from the control account, okay, confirm that appropriate credit entries has been made for the goods return notes, okay, and evidence of returns or allowance to the sales ledger control account. So lots of things to do before if you send a confirmation letter before the period end. Okay, but maybe sometimes auditor, they do not have enough time to do after year end, then they do the before year end. So this is what they do. And then they select a sample from the cash receipt record and ensure that receipt have been credited to the control account to ensure that receivables are not overstated. Okay, so receivable are not ever overstated, so you have to ensure the receipt has been credited. So receipt from the customer. Okay, review the list of balance at the confirmation date and year end and investigate any unexpected movement. Okay, carry out analytical procedure comparing account receivable ratio at the confirmation date and period end. Confirmation date and period end. Kena buat analytical procedures. So how many days here? 10 days. You compare the account receivable ratio at the confirmation date and carry out period and cut off test. So you kena tengok GDN dia kat sini before and after. Okay. So this one exception dengan non-respond tadi pun dah settle. Then how you evaluate and make a conclusion. Okay, all confirmation regardless of timing. So yang ni sama ada before year end tadi or at after year end, it must be properly recorded and evaluated. All balance, disagreement and non-replies must be followed up. So this what is the conclusion you should do. All balance, disagreement. Okay, if you identify the disagreement and non-reply, it must be followed up and their effect on the total account receivable evaluated. Okay, differences arising, okay, merely represent invoice or cash in transit. Okay, generally do not require adjustment, but disputed amounts and error by the client may indicate that further substantive work is necessary to determine whether material adjustment are required. So if you identify the differences because of the invoices of cash in transit, do not require any adjustment, but the disputed amount and error may indicate further substantive work necessary. Okay, so that is on the substantive procedure on confirmation tadi, confirmation letter. Okay. Oh, kenapa dia? Okay, any question? The noted, the mark is come to a different different slide. Okay, I think I should save it first. Okay, any question, class? Do you have a question?
Not for now.
Wait, I think I should stop sharing first. Okay, not responding. Okay. So because okay, do you have any question? It's actually a long topic, okay? Never mind, it's okay. The audit is talking on the confirmation because the confirmation is quite the difficult, the important part, okay, in the audit. Okay.